Part 2. She's back in the palace, determined to get her revenge on the prince who killed her family. But what happens next could change everything. So basically, he goes to his room, sits down, and starts drinking like crazy until he's completely drunk. The soldier sees him and tells him he should just go talk to her and finally confess that he's loved her since they were kids. But Tian stops him. Later, he goes back to the palace and finds her there while he's still drunk. And he tells her straight up that he's never going to let her marry Fong, that she's only going to be his. But she snaps back and tells him she hates him, that he's the reason her dad died, and that she actually loves Fong and wants to marry him, like real love, not some arranged stuff. Tian steps back and tells her she can do whatever she wants, and that he'll stay out of her life. Next day at breakfast, Fong tells his mom he wants to marry Dong as soon as possible. His mom tells him they need to do the engagement and wait a bit, but he says he really loves her and wants to marry her now. Then the mom goes, "Your older brother should get married first." Tian is sitting there getting annoyed. Fong answers, "I'm already engaged and getting married, but Tian isn't, so I should go first." Tian gets mad and leaves the table. Later, Fong sits with Dong and starts asking her about those things that were inside her dad's golden turtle. But she tells him she never knew anything was inside it, and honestly has no idea what he's talking about. He quickly changes the topic. Then she tells him that when her dad died, Tian was at the house alone with his servants, so she always thought he caused it. Fong tells her he'll look into it, and that Tian was probably searching for whatever was hidden inside that turtle. He tells her they can get revenge if she brings him Tian's royal seal, the one with his signature. At night, Dong sneaks into Tian's room to look for the seal. While she's searching, the soldier comes in carrying Tian. He's injured. They remove the bullet, and Dong is right there watching. Tian asks her, "What are you doing here?" She tells him she came to fix things and that she's marrying Fong next month. And since he's the older brother, he should bless their marriage. Then she leaves. Outside, she talks to the soldier and says she heard that Tian has a royal seal that controls the army. The soldier is shocked and tells her no one is supposed to know that, only people in power. She says she forgot where she heard it. She asks where he keeps it. He says no one knows, and that Tian hides important things in secret boxes around his room. He tells her to go home. The soldier goes to Tian and tells him Dong knows about the seal and came looking for it. Tian realizes that's why she entered his office. The soldier says she's now a danger and they should get rid of her, but Tian refuses. Dong is still waiting outside the office. Soldiers come out carrying Tian again, taking him to hospital. As soon as they leave, she sneaks into the office looking for the seal. She searches everywhere. Then suddenly Tian walks in. He set her up. He tells her she'll never find it. She says she hates him and needs that seal to get a Fong, so he can become the ruler and get rid of Tian. Tian shows her the seal, attached his body with blood. He tells her she'll never take it, and he'll always be the ruler. He kicks her out. She returns to the palace. Next day, she bumps into Fong, and he drops a bunch of papers. She tries to help, but he refuses and leaves. He drops one small paper without noticing. She finds it and keeps it to give him later. At night, there's a dinner party. Ji, the girl who used to be engaged to Tian, and her father come. Her father starts talking about her marrying Tian, but Tian tells him he doesn't want to. The father insults Dong's dad. She gets angry and leaves. Ji follows her and starts insulting her too. Ji tries to hit her, but Tian shows up at the perfect moment and tells her to back off or he'll kill her. After the visit ends, everyone goes outside. Suddenly a group of strangers shows up and starts shooting. Tian and his soldiers fight back. Tian gets shot. They take him to his private place and call a doctor. The doctor says if he gets a fever by morning, they'll need to take him to hospital and someone has to watch him all night. Dong wants to stay, but the soldier doesn't trust her and stays too. Dong stays beside Tian all night. In the morning, Tian wakes up and feels better. She says thank God he's okay and tries to leave, but he grabs her hand and tells her stay. He asks if she still thinks he killed her family. She says she saw him leaving the house. He tells her, "What happened yesterday should tell you everything. I was protecting you." Right then Fong enters, sees her with Tian and starts yelling. He drags her outside and asks, "Why were you with him all night?" She tells him that Tian saved her life, and now she isn't sure he killed her family, and she wants to know the truth before she judge him. Fong leaves angry. Later, she goes to Nair's room to bring her food. Nair warns her that being stuck between Tian and Fong will only destroy her, and she needs to choose fast. Dong gets upset and leaves. So anyway, we jump to Tian. The doctor is checking him and telling him to rest and eat properly. Then the soldier comes in and tells him that the one behind last night's attack was actually Fong, yes, his own brother, along with Ji. Tian kinda expected it, because he already knew his brother was hunting for Dong's family treasure and wanted to get rid of her. The soldier tells him they need to stop Fong before things get worse. But Tian just goes, "He's my brother. I can't kill him." Next day, he calls Ji to his office. He warns her again to stay away from Dong or he'll kill her. And he even shoots a bullet in the air just to scare her. She begs him not to kill her. And when he asks who helped her, she says it was Fong. He lets her go. Later that day, he sits with Fong and their mom to talk about Fong and Dong's wedding. The mom asks Tian for his approval, since he's the eldest. But Tian refuses and simply says he wants to marry Dong himself. And of course, chaos starts. Tian looks at Fong and tells him, I'm not giving her to you, no matter what. Then Tian goes to sit in front of his father's picture, just staring at it. And Dong walks in. He tells her his father was killed right there in that same office. She tells him she has a feeling he didn't kill her dad, and she asks for the truth. He tells her she'll know everything when the time is right, but for now she needs to stay safe until he can explain everything properly. Then he leaves to speak with his soldier, asking him to look into Fong, because he's sure Fong is smuggling weapons into the country, but they still don't have solid proof to arrest him. Tian just says, his day will come. Now we switch to Dong. She's in her room when Fong shows up. He tells her he found new information about her family, that he'll help her, and that he really loves her, and that the wedding is only 1 month away. He leaves her room, and on his way out of the palace, he runs into Nair. She starts insulting him for leaving her, and now we find out they were sleeping together, and she's even pregnant with his baby. When he found out, he dropped her. She tells him she'll expose him in front of the whole palace, but he threatens her back. Don't play with me, you'll lose. Then he pushes her and walks away. Next day, Dong's maid tells her that Nair is very sick. Dong runs to see her and finds her totally broken, almost losing her mind. Dong runs to Tian and begs him to bring a doctor. The doctor checks her and says she needs to go to the psychiatric department, but Dong refuses and says she'll take care of her herself. Fong sees the doctor leaving and gets angry that Dong went to Tian for help instead of him. He starts yelling at her. At night, Tian goes to see Fong. They sit together and talk. Tian tells him he misses the days they spend in the army together training, but Fong snaps and goes, I hate you. Dad always valued you more than me. You became ruler when we're both equally capable. Tian tells him he knows everything he's been doing behind his back and warns him, I didn't arrest you because I didn't want to hurt you, but Fong doesn't care. He says, I'll keep fighting you until I become the ruler. Now, back to Dong. She's standing near the tree with the flowers, talking. He reads her letter asking to meet him at night, and he gets so happy. But then we see Dong reading the letter she received, and it's the execution order that killed her whole family, with Tian's seal stamped on it. She breaks down. She decides she's going to end him. At night, she goes to the meeting place. Tian arrives, and she confronts him, waving the execution order in his face. She screams, I hate you. Why did you do this to me? She tries to stab him, but she can't. She freezes. Tian holds her hands, presses a knife to his own shoulder, and says, Trust me, I didn't do this. The soldier arrives running. He grabs Tian to help him, and he's about to kill Dong, but Tian stops him. They take Tian back to his room. Dong returns to the palace crying, totally destroyed. Fong sees her and pretends to comfort her, while he's secretly happy, because this whole disaster was his plan. Next morning at breakfast, everyone is gathered except Tian. His assistant announces that Tian agreed to marry Ji. Dong is shocked. She goes to her sister, crying, and tells her she thinks she's in love with Tian, and she doesn't want him to marry someone else. She goes to see him, but the soldier stops her and tells her she's already done enough. She tells him she just wants the truth. She wants to know who killed her family. The soldier says, I can't keep hiding this anymore. Come with me. I'll tell you everything. He takes her and finally tells her. Tian got word that her house would be attacked. He ran there to save them, but he arrived too late. Everyone was already dead, except for her. And he also tells her that he was the one who killed her nanny, because she was about to stab Dong from behind to finish the job. Dong collapses crying. She goes back to her room and says, I almost killed the love of my life because of something that wasn't even true. And the next day, she went and stood in front of his room. She just wanted to see him. But the guard stopped her and told her, Don't even try. He decided to marry Jia, and he doesn't want to see you anymore because he no longer trusts you. She told him she wouldn't rest until she knew who sent her that mysterious letter. Later, she sneaked into Feng's office and started looking through his things. When he walked in, she quickly changed the subject and told him she wanted to discuss the wedding. They sat with his mother, and Tian showed up with Jia. The moment Dong saw them together, she couldn't hide her jealousy. She later vented to her sister, and her sister got furious and told her, Don't marry Feng because I'm his real wife. And Dong found another coded paper, exactly like the one she found in Feng's office. She picked it up, determined to figure out what those numbers meant. The next day, the four of them went to pick wedding dresses. Tian was clearly upset because he knew she wasn't his anymore, and she felt the same. At night, she ran into Tian in the palace and begged him not to marry Jia, but he told her, I'm not a toy you can control whenever you want. Later that night, she saw a doctor leaving Tian's room. She panicked, thinking his old injury got worse, so she ran to him. He pushed her away and told her to leave, but she broke down crying, hugged him, and told him she loved him and didn't want him marrying Jia. He tried to resist, reminding her she once tried to kill him, but her tears and confession finally broke him. He hugged her back, and yes, Fong heard everything while standing outside Tian's room. The next day, Tian thanked Jia for helping him reunite with Dong. Jia told him not to worry. Her father wouldn't help Fong with anything anymore. He thanked her and walked away. Meanwhile, Dong showed the guard the coded paper. He warned her it was a secret military code and begged her to stop investigating because it was dangerous, but she refused. She went back to Fong's office with food, pretending everything was normal while her eyes were searching for clues. The next morning, she sneaked in again and found a locked drawer. She opened it with her hairpin and found a book explaining all the codes. She copied everything and escaped before he returned. But Fong immediately realized someone had been inside. Tian teamed up with the guard. They were ready to take Fong down. That night, Fong called the men helping him smuggle weapons. But everyone suddenly abandoned him. He instantly knew Tian was behind it and promised revenge. The next day, Fong purposely left the door open so Dong could enter his office. She decoded the letters she had, and the moment she finished reading, she froze. She finally knew the truth. He was the one behind her family's death. He walked in, she confronted him. She broke down screaming that she hated him. Fong told her she would marry him whether she liked it or not, and that Tian would not win this time. He hit her. Meanwhile, Tian found out she had been investigating Fong and got furious that the guard kept it from him. Fong locked Dong after hurting her. He told her he'd marry her by force, take her family's wealth, and destroy Tian. Tian went searching for her, but found Fong instead. Fong refused to say where she was and told Tian, "Even if you kill me, you'll never find her." Fong's men captured Tian and tied him up. He confronted Fong, accusing him of killing their father and planning to kill his mother and Dong too. Fong admitted everything. He did it all for power. Tian begged him to release his mother and Dong. He said he'd give up everything. Fong brought Dong and Tian's mother, then humiliated Tian in front of them, beating him while confessing every crime. Dong managed to fight the man holding her. When Fong saw her freeing herself, he pointed a gun at her. Nair burst in trying to save her, so Fong shot her dead. Tian managed to break free and fought Fong. He almost defeated him, but Dong grabbed the gun and shot Fong and he fell. She ran to Tian, but Fong wasn't dead. He grabbed the gun and aimed at Dong. Tian saw him, jumped forward, and took the bullet for her. Dong emptied the whole gun on Fong until he finally died. Tian was dying. He told her where her family's treasure was hidden and begged her to take care of his mother. Then he died in her arms. 5 years later, Dong became the ruler, in charge of importing all weapons into the country. As she walked out of the palace, she saw a soldier who looked exactly like Tian, and she broke down crying. And that's how our drama ends. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future recaps. Bye.